What if I told you that the first 5 minutes after you wake up could quite literally decide whether you'll live another 5, 10, even 30 more vibrant, healthy years? No magic pills, no expensive surgeries, no need to train like a Navy SEAL. Instead, a few simple habits you can do while your coffee is brewing. And the best part? They're all backed by solid science and a dash of ancient wisdom from traditions that have stood the test of centuries. My name is Dr. Alex Carter, and today we're going to unravel 5 powerful morning rituals that could transform how you age, how you feel, and how you show up for life every single day. So, stay with me, because what I'm about to share might just be the difference between drifting into decline and thriving into your 90s and beyond. And don't worry, this isn't a lecture, it's a conversation. Grab your water bottle. Let's get started. Segment 1. Why the first 5 minutes matter. Narrator. Picture this. You're lying in bed, your eyes flicker open, the sun peeks through the curtains, and before you've even taken your first sip of coffee, your body and mind are already deciding how the entire day, and possibly your health trajectory for years to come, is going to go. Sounds dramatic? Maybe. But it's also true. Let me tell you about my patient, Diane. She's 68, sharp as a tack, and loves gardening. Yet every morning she'd shoot out of bed, check her emails, and gulp down coffee. She thought she was being productive, but then she started having dizzy spells. And one morning she nearly fainted getting out of bed. Why? Because she was ignoring the signals her body was sending. Those first moments after waking are not the time to rush headlong into the day. They're the body's gentle transition from rest to wakefulness. Hormones are surging, blood pressure is adjusting, and your brain is recalibrating. And how you handle those few minutes has ripple effects on your heart, your balance, your mind, even your risk of falls. Think of your body like a car on a winter morning. You wouldn't slam the gas pedal before letting the engine warm up. So why treat your body any differently? So what should you do instead? Let's dive into the first ritual. Segment 2. The silent morning killer. Dehydration. Narrator. Let's talk about something that sounds almost too simple to matter, but might just save your life. Water. Yes, water. Here's a fascinating fact. You lose water while you sleep, even if you don't sweat buckets. Just breathing overnight expels moisture. Skin evaporates water. By the time you wake up, you're already behind. And that's where the danger comes in, especially if you're over 65. When you're even mildly dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker. It's subtle. You won't necessarily feel thirsty, but that thickened blood makes your heart work harder to pump it through your arteries. This is part of why doctors like me see a spike in heart attacks and strokes in the early morning hours. The heart's under strain, blood vessels are constricted, and all it takes is a tiny clot to cause a massive problem. I've lost count of how many times a patient says, "But I felt fine before I stood up." The fix, though, is beautifully simple. As soon as you wake up, drink a glass of room temperature water, ideally with a squeeze of lemon. Here's why. Room temperature is key, because cold water can cause your blood vessels to constrict further. You want your body to open up, not tighten. Lemon provides a gentle burst of potassium, vitamin C, and citric acid, which can help flush out waste products your liver filtered overnight. It also lightly kickstarts your digestive system. A patient of mine, Ken, 72 years old, started doing this one change every morning. Within a month, he reported fewer headaches, better digestion, and felt more awake without reaching for his second coffee right away. But here's the thing. Don't slam it down. Sip it slowly. Let your body absorb it gently. Think of it as oiling the gears before the machine starts running. This simple ritual is like telling your heart, "Hey, I've got your back." And speaking of your heart, let's talk about how to wake up the rest of your body safely. Segment 3. Movement. Wake up gently. So, you've had your glass of water, you're feeling a bit more awake. Now what? Well, here's where I often lose people. Because the next ritual is movement. And I can practically hear half of you groaning through the screen. Dr. Alex, exercise? At 6 o'clock in the morning? I'm not an Olympian. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to run a 5K or do burpees while still wearing your pajamas. This is not a workout, it's an awakening. Let me tell you about John. He's 74, an ex-firefighter, stubborn as a mule. His words, not mine. Every morning, he'd leap out of bed and start rushing around his house. One day, he stood up too quickly, felt dizzy, and crashed into his dresser. Stitches, bruised ribs, the works. The reason? His circulatory system wasn't ready. When we're asleep, blood pools in the lower parts of our body. Our circulation slows, our blood pressure dips. Standing up too quickly is like trying to drive a cold engine at 100 miles an hour. That's why many older adults feel dizzy, foggy, or unsteady in the mornings. So here's a gentle routine to ease into your day safely. Stand beside your bed, feet hip-width apart. Inhale deeply, lifting your arms slowly above your head. Exhale and lower them gently. Roll your shoulders back 5 times. Roll them forward 5 times. Turn your head left and right, gently, as if you're saying no to a question. Do 10 slow heel raises. Up on your toes, then back down. All in all, less than a minute. But that minute is powerful. It tells your brain, we're awake, we're stable, we're ready for the day. It also increases oxygen flow to your brain, improving alertness and balance. And research backs it up. A 2022 study in the Journals of Gerontology found that even mild movement upon waking significantly lowers the risk of falls and helps improve cognitive sharpness in people over 65. So remember, it's not exercise. It's a gentle conversation with your body. Personal commentary. I'll be honest, I used to skip this step. I'd jump out of bed, rush to check emails, and wonder why my back hurt halfway through the morning. Then I tried my own version of this morning ritual for a month. Not only did my backaches decrease, but I found I was calmer and more focused in my first patient consultations. So take it from a doctor who learned the hard way. A few mindful movements can save you a world of trouble. Segment 4, feed your muscles. Early narrator. All right, you're hydrated. Your blood's flowing. Now let's talk about something that tends to sneak up on us after 65. Muscle loss. The technical term for this is catabolism. Think of it like your body deciding, hey, I didn't get any new fuel overnight. Guess I'll break down some muscle to keep running. This is a problem because muscle strength keeps you steady and prevents falls. It's critical for your metabolism. It protects your bones. And, here's a surprising one, it even helps keep your mind sharp. Studies show that maintaining muscle mass as we age lowers the risk of dementia. Let me introduce you to Rita. She's 69 and loves hiking. But a couple of years ago, she started getting weaker, despite being active. We discovered she wasn't eating protein until lunch. Her body was pulling amino acids from her own muscles every morning. So we made one change: protein within 30 minutes of waking up. Within 6 months, she felt stronger, less fatigued, and was back hiking longer trails. That's how powerful this is. Why early protein matters. When you wake up, you're technically in a fasting state. Your blood sugar is low. Your body wants to keep your brain running, so it breaks down muscle to convert proteins into glucose. Over time, this leads to weakness, frailty, increased risk of falls, slower metabolism. But there's an easy fix. Eat or drink at least 15-30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up. It doesn't have to be a full breakfast. Here are some quick ideas. A protein shake, 2 boiled eggs, Greek yogurt with nuts, cottage cheese with berries, peanut butter on a slice of whole grain toast. The goal is to give your body a signal. Don't break down my muscles. I've got fresh fuel coming in. And remember, it's not just about looking fit. Muscle mass is tied to longer life expectancy and lower risk of diseases like type 2 diabetes and Alzheimer's. Personal story. Confession time. When I first started in medicine, I thought breakfast was optional. I'd skip it, rush to the clinic, and run on caffeine. My energy would crash by 10 a.m. Once I started drinking a quick protein shake in the morning, my mental clarity improved dramatically. I wasn't ravenous at lunch, and my mood, well, let's just say my staff appreciated the difference. Segment 5, mobility. Keep your joints young. Narrator. Now, let's talk about something that sounds small but is crucial for independence as we age. Mobility. I always tell my patients, mobility is freedom. Lose it and you lose your independence. Here's why. Overnight, the synovial fluid in your joints, that's the natural lubricant that keeps your joints gliding smoothly, becomes thicker. Think of it like motor oil that's been sitting in a cold engine all night. It's not circulating properly. So when you get up and immediately start moving, your bones can grind against each other. That can cause joint pain, inflammation, even permanent damage over time. The solution? Spend 90 seconds warming up your joints before diving into your day. It's so simple, yet most people skip it. A quick mobility routine. Here's how you can loosen up your joints right after your initial stretching routine. Sit on the edge of your bed or a sturdy chair. Rotate each ankle 10 times clockwise, then 10 times counterclockwise. Rotate your knees gently. Small circles, nothing extreme. Stand up and place your hands on your hips. Twist your torso left and right slowly. Lean side to side, stretching your rib cage. Roll your shoulders a few more times. That's it, 90 seconds. You're telling your body, I honor your years, and I'll protect your strength. And don't underestimate the psychological benefits. These movements also remind you that you're in control. You're actively choosing to care for your body. Personal commentary. One of my favorite patients, Clara, is 81 and dances the tango every week. She attributes it to her morning mobility ritual. She says, if I can rotate my ankles in the morning, I can rotate my hips on the dance floor at night. And she's right. Maintaining joint health isn't just about avoiding pain. It's about keeping the doors open for joy and adventure. Connecting all three habits so far. So let's do a quick recap of what we've covered so far. You wake up and hydrate your body with water and lemon. You gently stretch and breathe to wake up your circulation. You feed your muscles early to stop catabolism and keep your strength. You spend 90 seconds keeping your joints mobile. Already, you're way ahead of most people your age. Or, heck, people of any age. Personal reflection. I see it every day in my practice. People who make these small choices don't just live longer, they thrive longer. They stay independent, they travel, they dance, they laugh. Aging is not simply about adding years to life. It's about adding life to your years. But there's one final piece of the puzzle that might be the most powerful of all. And it has nothing to do with your body. It has everything to do with your mind. Segment 6. The mental reset, remembering yesterday. All right, now we've hydrated, moved, nourished our muscles, and loosened our joints. But there's one final, crucial step left, and it might be the most important of them all. Because while your body is your vehicle through life, your mind is the driver. And let's face it, as we get older, many people worry about memory loss, brain fog, even dementia. I've lost count of how many patients have sat across from me and whispered, Doc, I'm scared I'm losing my mind. Here's the truth. Some degree of cognitive change is normal with aging. But there's a powerful way to slow it down, or even keep it at bay for decades longer. And it takes just 1 minute each morning. The practice. Reverse memory. Recall. Before you check your phone, before you read the news, before the noise of the world floods your mind, sit quietly for 60 seconds, close your eyes, and start gently recalling everything that happened yesterday. In reverse. Ask yourself, what was the last thing I did before bed? Who did I talk to after dinner? What color was the sky in the afternoon? What did I have for lunch? How did I feel during the morning? It might sound odd, but it's an incredibly powerful mental exercise. Why reverse recall works. Scientists call this building cognitive reserve, your brain's ability to adapt, form new connections, and keep functioning even if there's damage from aging or disease. Think of it like having a mental savings account. The more deposits you make, the more you can draw on later in life. A groundbreaking study from Columbia University found that people who regularly engaged in mental recall tasks had significantly lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. And here's the kicker. It's not just about memory. This practice sharpens attention, emotional awareness, and even helps manage anxiety. It's about staying present and being the author of your own story. A patient's story. One of my patients, Alan, is 77, a retired history teacher. When we started this ritual, he struggled to remember even small details. But 6 months later, he told me, Dr. Alex, I'm remembering things I thought were gone forever, and I feel more alive. Alan now does his reverse recall while sipping his lemon water. He says it's become the most peaceful part of his day, beyond memory, emotional health. But here's something even bigger. This 1-minute ritual isn't just about sharpening memory. It's about gratitude. When you revisit yesterday, you start noticing tiny joys you'd otherwise forget. The way sunlight danced on your kitchen table, the laugh of your grandchild on a video call, the taste of your favorite tea. And gratitude, my friends, has been shown to lower stress hormones, improve sleep, and even reduce inflammation in the body. So you're not just protecting your mind, you're protecting your whole body. My personal take. I'll be honest, as a doctor, I used to think meditation and memory rituals were, well, fluffy. But over the years, I've learned that science and wisdom often converge. I do my own reverse recall every morning. It grounds me. It reminds me of moments I'd otherwise miss in the blur of life. And honestly, it makes me a better doctor and a happier human. Bringing it all together. Narrator. So let's put it all together. Imagine your new morning. You open your eyes. Instead of rushing, you take a deep breath. You drink a glass of warm water with lemon, giving your heart an early gift. You gently move, telling your body, I'm awake, I'm ready, I'm steady. You feed your muscles to protect your strength. You loosen your joints to preserve your freedom. And finally, you sit quietly and remember your life with gratitude. All of that in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes that could give you not just more years on Earth, but more life in those years. The power of choice. Here's what I want you to remember. Aging is not a sentence, it's a choice. Yes, some things are out of our control. Genetics, chance, time. But how you greet the day, how you treat your body, how you tend your mind, those are choices you get to make. Every single morning. Why this matters. The world tells us that getting older means getting weaker, sicker, and irrelevant. I call nonsense. I've seen 90-year-olds run marathons. I've seen 80-year-olds fall in love. I've watched people in their 70s start new businesses, write books, dance in ballrooms, learn to surf. Age is just a number. It's your habits that write the real story. Specific examples of transformation. Let me give you a few snapshots from my own patients. Helen, 73. She started the hydration and movement rituals and dropped her morning blood pressure spikes by 20 points. Miguel, 79. After adding early protein, he rebuilt enough muscle to carry his groceries again, something he hadn't done in 2 years. Sophia, 68. She'd felt foggy and anxious each morning. Reverse recall cleared her mental cobwebs. She says she feels like she got her brain back. These are not superhumans. They're people just like you. They simply chose to take back 5 minutes each morning. Practical tips for getting started. All right, Doc. Sounds great. But how do I actually do all this? I get it. 5 habits might feel overwhelming at first. Here's my advice. Start with just one. Pick the one that feels easiest. Maybe it's water and lemon. Maybe it's gentle stretching. Maybe it's recalling yesterday while sipping your coffee. Let it become a ritual. Your anchor. Once it feels natural, add another. Before long, you'll have a powerful morning routine without even thinking about it. Common excuses. And my response. Now, I know some of you are thinking, I'm too old for this. No, you're not. My oldest patient doing this routine is 92. I don't have time. 5 minutes. Less time than you spend scrolling your phone. I'll start next week. Why not tomorrow? Even one ritual can change the trajectory of your day. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. A moment of gratitude. Before we close, I'd love to invite you to try something right now. Take a deep breath. Think of one moment from yesterday that made you smile. Maybe it was the sound of birds outside your window, the taste of your breakfast, a kind word from someone you love. Hold on to that for a few seconds. That's how simple it is to nourish your mind and your heart. Otro. So my friends, the question is not whether you're getting older. The question is, how will you live as you age? Will you surrender to decline or rise each day a little stronger? Will you let those first 5 minutes slip away or claim them as your sacred time? The choice is yours. Tomorrow morning, before the world calls your name, take back those 5 minutes. Stand tall. Drink slowly. Move gently. Eat with intention. Remember with gratitude. Because those 5 minutes are not small. They might be the most powerful minutes of your life. If you found this helpful, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe for more tips on healthy living, and share this video with someone you love. Let's help each other age not just gracefully, but powerfully. Until next time, I'm Dr. Alex Carter. Stay healthy, stay inspired.